Bigger than Godzilla, but without the atomic fire breath. We're back with episode 5 of World of Stu.
You want a podcast? Well, here's a podcast. You want a podcast? Here's the World of Stu.
Yes, not only are we back, but we have a jingle, courtesy of my main man, Pavo, from Pancast Productions. He's one half of that immense team that will give you all of your podcast loveliness on pancast.co.uk. You can track down Pavo as well, because he does lots of things outside the podcasting world, on Pavo Sings Live, which is his Facebook alter ego. Thank you very much for that, Pavo. You are truly a star and a gentleman, and I doff my cap to thee. But enough of all that patting him on the back. Let's move on with tonight's show. And this time around, following on from the trend that we started in episode 3 and episode 4, this is the first of a 2-part episode of World of Stu. We are going to be looking at children's television. Now, as long as there has been television, all the way back to the olden days of black and white, and yes, kiddie winks, there used to be black and white television, as long as there's been television, there has been kids' TV. And it occurred to me that every single generation thinks that their children's television is the best. Going back to our parents, they thought that Andy Pandy and Watch With Mother was the best. Our generation, we thought that the stuff that came around in the 80s and sometimes in the 90s, that was the best. The young generation, they obviously feel that what they are currently watching is the best. So we are going to take a look at what I consider to be the best from my time of watching cartoons on the television, and we are going to compare that to the modern age of cartoon lushness that our children watch and absorb on a daily basis. But I hear you cry, what do you know about modern cartoons? Well, yes, I have watched them, but you are right, I am nearly 40 years old, and despite being the Geek Lord, thanks to being crowned as such by Pancast, I am not really an authority on the modern world of comic books, cartoons. Not that matters, because I have brought in not one, but 2 experts on the subject. To my left, we have Jessica Rose.
Hello.
And to my right, we have Megan Ramey.
Hello.
And they are going to be having a look at modern cartoons as well as going over the old school cartoons with me. So what we decided to do was we're going to talk about the cartoons from the 80s to start with, if that's okay, guys? Yeah? And in the next episode, we will look at the cartoons that you are currently watching, so your favourites. So the way we've worked it is I have picked 5 cartoons from the 80s, which was when I was watching TV, when I was the same age as you guys. And we have watched the first episode of each and every one of those. So we're going to have a discussion about those. Then, you guys together came up with a list of 5 shows that you currently watch. And we're going to go and watch the first episodes of those. And then we're going to come back and talk about those, like I said, in the next episode. But I hear you, the faithful listener, crying, what cartoons from the 80s are you talking about? Well, maybe this will give you a clue.
Thundercats!
Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose. Feel the magic, hear the roar. Thundercats are loose. Thunder, 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 Thundercats.
Thundering across the stars to save the universe from the monster minds. Jace searches for his father to unite the magic root and lead his lightning league to victory over the changing form of Sawboss. Wheeled warriors explode into battle. Lightning strikes.
There's a power that comes from deep inside of you. It's every day reaching toward the light.
And the masters of the universe.
I am Adam, Prince of Eternia and defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. This is Cringer, my fearless friend. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull!"
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power. They're the world's most fearsome fighting team. We're really hip. They're heroes in the half shell. And they're green. Hey, get a grip. When the evil Shredder attacks. Crusaders working overtime, fighting crime, secret raiders.
Now I know that the first thing that you are going to say to yourselves when you listen to those clips that I've just played there is, where's Transformers? Where's the real Ghostbusters? Where's Brave Star? Where's Sports Billy? Where's Chorlton and the Wheelies? Well, the simple fact of the matter is I had to come up with 5, and those were the first 5 that I thought of. Those were the 5 shows that sprang to the front of my mind when I was thinking about the cartoons that I loved as a child. So without further ado, let's delve into those 5 and take a look at them. The first thing I should say, and I would like to know what you two think about this, is the theme songs. Right? Now, that clip that we just played there is 2.5 minutes long. Right, because I gave each show 30 seconds worth of its opening titles. Yeah. Now, when I've actually done the same thing for your cartoons, we've got the entire theme tune in those 30 seconds. So the point I'm making is that you don't have long, epic introduction songs anymore. What do you make of the songs, the introduction songs? Do you prefer the short ones that you get now, like Adventure Time, for instance? Or do you think that, like, the Thundercats theme song is immense? Megan?
Thundercats song.
You like that one?
Yeah.
So you like the big long title songs rather than the short ones?
Yeah.
What about you?
I kind of like the long ones, but then they repeat everything they're saying, it gets boring.
But don't you think that the long ones that tell you exactly what's going to happen, like HeMan, I am Prince Adam, I am Adam, Prince of Eternia, and when I use my sword, I hold it aloft and I become HeMan, and Cringer becomes Battlecat, and we're fighting against Skeletor. It tells you exactly what you're going to get in the cartoon. If you look at a regular show, for instance, it's just a boom, and it doesn't tell you anything. So which do you prefer, the epic or the short?
Some of the short ones are good though, because they give you... Because I don't necessarily like... I like the theme tune. It's just the pictures, it's confusing.
What's confusing?
Sometimes... I just don't know, I just prefer the short ones.
Okay, and you prefer the long ones?
Yeah, because I'll get to know a bit more about the shows what you have watched a long time ago.
Awesome. So let's delve in. And the first one that we heard there was Thundercats.
Thundercats!
Thundercats ran from 1987 till 1990, and it had 130 episodes. Right, Thundercats was the adventures of Chitara, Panthro, Tigra, Wily Kit, Wily Cat, Snarf, and their leader Lion-O. And they were constantly battling against the evil forces of Slithe and the threat of Mum-Ra. Now, you guys didn't actually get to see Mum-Ra because the version of the first episode that we watched cut out halfway.
They're mortals!
So, what did you think of Thundercats? What were your thoughts on Thundercats, Jess?
I liked it. The characters were good. I kind of like the sword. What's the sword called?
The Sword of Omens.
Yeah, the Sword of Omens. That's quite cool. And I like it that there's 2 different types of people or whatever they are, against each other.
Okay.
And the cats, they look cool. But it is quite strange, and then they're naked,
See, I never
and
remembered
then they
that.
just go close.
But you're right, they were completely stark naked at the beginning, which is a bit like, whoa, steady on there, you're naked, we don't want to see your boobies. Right, Megs, what did you think of Thundercats?
They look cool, Christy. I just thought they were going to be little cats what can talk and walk around and they're just like meow, meow, meow. But they actually got boobs and things. And I like that store because when a little one, they picked it up, and then when it was in danger, you just got stronger than...
So the question is, we only saw 15 minutes, would you actually like to watch more?
Yes.
So you would be into Thundercats, what about you?
Maybe, but you know the storyline. I think, because of some of them that I've watched, I'm thinking that it's like the other ones where it just has a little thing happening each time. But I'd want to see. I hope that it's like it's a whole story going up to the swords and everything.
Well, you see, that's the other thing about the cartoons that were on when I was a kid, is that you had, because you guys, they just tell a quick story per episode, don't they? It doesn't go on over to the next episode very often. Whereas these, like Thundercats, throughout the entire series, there was like a running storyline of what was going on, and we're going to get to that.
But not the second one, Jason.
Yeah, but we're going to get to that in a sec. Don't jump forward.
Everything.
Don't jump forward. Right. Wait your turn on Jason the World Warriors. So that's a thumbs up or a thumbs down for Thundercats. A thumbs up from both you, okay? Fair enough?
What?
Right, as you, so, you know, brilliantly jump forward in time there, we are moving on to number 2, and the second theme tune that you heard in that pile of 5 that we had was Jace and the Wheeled Warriors. Jace and the Wheeled Warriors ran in 1985 when I was a mere 9 years old, same age as you, Jess, and it ran for 65 episodes. Jace and the Wheeled Warriors tells the story of Jace, who leads the Lightning League as they search for his father in order to unite the two halves of the magic root, which they need to do to destroy the monster minds and their leader, Saw Boss. So, what did you think of Jace and the Wheeled Warriors, Jess?
Well, I like it, but you know, as you say, that they're what they are, the Lightning.
The Lightning League, the goodies.
The Lightning League. It said near the start that they were something different, and that thing turned them into the Lightning League. Because they were a different group, I think.
Right.
Yep.
So that confused you?
Yeah, because they suddenly turn into the Lightning League. And I don't get why they're giving fake gold to this guy. I mean...
Well, I can't actually comment because I didn't watch this one with you, did I? You guys watched this while I was busy doing other things. So, Megs, what did you think of Jason the Wheeled Warriors?
I like it because there's a little girl with long hair. And I don't know why the gold just turned all black.
Meg, I think it was like they
Seaweed?
they turned it into gold. It was something different before.
Okay, so what did you think of the idea of plants turning into machines?
That's kind of creepy. Just like when you see them transforming, and then when they turn into big robots and everything. The robots, you know. Why do they have to be cars? I mean, why can't they just be a vicious plant that eats up people? I really do not get it.
Well, that's the premise of the whole show, isn't it? The fact that they turn into cars and then they battle against the Lightning League's cars.
But why can't the Lightning League turn into cars as well? Because then it would be even more exciting.
Because they're humans.
No.
Humans can't transform into things.
No, but you've got that weird wizard guy. He could help them turn into it. You've got magic. They had that magic shields and everything, and they can't turn into cars.
Right, okay, so moving on. Jason the Wheeled Warriors, would you be interested in watching any more of that?
Maybe, but Don't know. She's more interested in it.
And what about you? Would you be interested in watching more Jason Wheeled Warriors?
Yes, I want to watch all of them, more series of them.
Okay, so thumbs up for that one?
Yeah,
I'd say thumbs up. I would want to watch it actually because I want to see if they actually do find Jason's dad.
So you'd like to see the conclusion of it?
Yeah, because he might have got eaten by the plants when they were transforming in the lab.
Okay, so we jump forward now to the third jingle that we heard, and that was He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. He-Man ran for 2 years, 1983 to 1985, and it had, like Thundercats before it, 130 episodes. Now obviously He-Man tells the story of Prince Adam of Eternia. He's fairly unimpressive as Prince Adam, really. He's just a blonde bloke that wanders around and doesn't really do a lot. In fact, every time there's trouble, Prince Adam legs it and hides until he holds aloft his magic sword. And what does he say, Megs? Can you remember?
I know.
What does he say?
By the power of Grayskull! And then he gets the power and he's like, I have the power of sending
Yes, great. Not quite like that, is it, Megs? But holds aloft the sword, proclaims, I have the power, and transforms into He-Man, who, with his friends, fights the evil Skeletor, who wants to gain control of Eternia and Castle Grayskull. So, Megan, we'll go to you first on this one. What did you think of He-Man?
Wow, I don't like him as a normal person.
So you don't like
Blonde.
Prince Adam? Okay.
No. But when he's a superior, I love him because he's Prince and he's more charming. And I like his tiger because he said, the power of
Grayskull.
Grayskull.
And then he turns Cringer into Battle Cat.
Yeah, and then he just shoots it at his tiger, and then he just gets a real costume on. That's amazing. Okay, Jess, it's your
What?
turn.
I don't like Grayskull's, no, not Grayskull's, Cringer's costume when he turns into Battle Cat. And I don't get how Skeletor opened the door, because you said, who's that lady? Eagle lady.
The Sorceress.
Yeah, the sorceress. You said that the sorceress and the He-Man were the only people that could open the door. And, yet again, you got Skeletor opening the door.
Yeah, but He-Man was inside waiting for him, so maybe He-Man pushed it from the inside to open it so he could go out there and
But they had a glow around
kick
it.
butt.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure. But I just think that didn't make sense. But I love He-Man. I think we should watch more of it.
So you'd like to watch more He-Man, yes, Megs?
I just like it when he was cracking that crystal.
Oh, the
'cause
diamond.
Because it's really hard to crack them type of thing. And I do want to have it, and I do want to watch them.
So you want to watch all of He-Man?
I want to watch all of the episodes.
So would you have a thumbs up for He-Man?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I thought that that it's pretty impressive that he cracked that diamond. 'Cause he looked like he was disappearing and everything. And he had the vision. I think it's kind of like Wolverine of the day, really.
He-Man is the Wolverine of the day. You heard it here first on World of Stu. The thing I also didn't remember about He-Man until we watched it together was the fact that they used to have public service announcements at the end of the episode. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, they sound a little bit like this.
In today's story, Skeletor was looking for a shortcut, a quick way to riches and power. You may know some people like that, always looking for the quick way to get ahead of everybody else. Well, it doesn't work that way. The people who succeed are the ones who work for what they want. So don't be fooled by those who say they have a sure thing. There's always a catch to it. Don't sell yourself short. The right way is the best way. Until later.
Now that particular message was the one at the end of the first episode that we watched, but they did have, I'm not sure if it's at the end of all 130 episodes, but certain episodes they did have those messages which was trying to teach children good manners and good ways to behave and all the rest of it. Obviously don't cheat and so on. Do you think that's a good idea to have at the end of cartoons? Would you like to see that at the end of the shows that you watch now?
Yeah, but some of our shows, it wouldn't really fit in. So we can talk about that on the next show. But like, some of the ones like Adventure Time, it wouldn't fit in because it goes on to one person and to another person on the other side of it, and it just, some of our programmes, it just wouldn't work.
Do you think it's a good idea to have positive messages for children, Megs?
Yes. I really think on every single episode, one of the main characters on the episode would say something, what's coming next on the programme, and like tell you what's going to happen next and things.
Okay.
That would be better.
Right, so we are 3 for 3 on the thumbs up. Need to skip forward a bit onto Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, this, if you didn't know, seriously, what's wrong with you, is the story of 4 unassuming turtles that are flushed into the sewer, where toxic goo changes them into walking, talking teenage ninjas, who, under the guidance of Splinter, who is a ninja master crossed with a rat, constantly thwart the schemes of Shredder and Krang. So, Jessie, Turtles.
We've watched most of the Turtles, and I think the theme tune's catchy for a start. It's easy to remember, and my favourite character, I'd say, would be Donatello, because he's always thinking of things that helps him, and sometimes when like new people come in and April's boss gets mad and everything, I like it.
I should point out, Megs, before you say anything about Turtles, that this is slightly different from the other 4 in that you've watched all of the first season, all of the second season. I think you're on season 3 of this one, because you were watching the new version, which I thought was atrociously bad. So I showed you the new version, which you loved. So we're already on a sort of basis of we love Turtles before we even begin. But Megs, Turtles, what do you think of Turtles?
I think Shredder gets away because he's got lots of partners and his boss is very clever because he's only a brain. And he made a big suit, and that's really good. That's really bad. And I like Donatello because he just like thinks of big things, and he even made that car for them so when they're in, he can just find out there's bad guys like Shredder, and then there's always bad guys because they want to get beat, because they want the Ninja Turtles to try and find them.
Okay, so are we having a thumbs up for Turtles? I'm guessing we probably are.
Yeah.
Yeah, thumbs up from you, thumbs up from you. And you'd like to see the rest of them, yeah?
Yeah, can I say one quick thing?
Go on then.
Really, really quick. The basics of Shredder, yeah, I like it because there should be more stuff like then. Because I've got the figures, I think there should be more olden time figures, because we can't just stick to new. We've got to at some point in life we've got to go back to old.
Again, you heard it here first. I should just mention, I forgot to say before we start talking about Turtles, the original series ran between 1987 and 1996 and had 193 episodes. Finally, the last song that you heard in the little package of TV themes was Mask. Mask stands for Mobile Armoured Strike Command, which is a team led by Matt Tracker. His team fight against the evil Venom, and it's not Venom from Spider-Man. This is Venom, which stands for Vicious Evil Network of Mayhem. They're guided by Miles Mayhem. Both teams drive some vehicles that can change, a motorbike that turns into a helicopter, a beach buggy that turns into like a jet ski of sorts, and they basically fight against each other each week. There's an evil scheme by Miles Mayhem, and Matt Tracker and Mask always try and stop him. So, Megan, to you first, what did you think of Mask?
Wow. I like the people who like save the world. It's just, I don't like the baddies because I don't know if the baddies are the goodies and goodies are the baddies, because if baddies had the masks off, then I would know who is who. But they all have masks.
So you
on.
think they look too
Really
much the same
hard.
when they're in their masks?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Jess?
I like the vehicles, definitely the motorbike, the tendon, helicopter. They've all got a unique power. But can I ask you one question?
What?
I don't know why they've took that lady. So I thought Matt Tracker was just trying to look after the lady because she'd been hurt by venom. But actually, he's just using her, really. Because she's just like a professor. So, do you know if she is in the mask?
So your question then is, why are there no female members of the team mask?
Yeah, I want to know if she's in it.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know the actual answer because I haven't researched it, so I don't know if there's a female member or not. But what you have to remember is that these cartoons are mainly geared towards boys. Okay, like HeMan, for instance, going back to HeMan, that was a boy cartoon, and they even launched a spin-off cartoon called She-Ra, Princess of Power, with who she was He-Man's cousin. And she too had a sword that could turn her from a princess into She-Ra, and she had a horse that could fly. So it was a normal horse, and then she zapped it with her sword like He-Man does to Cringer, and the horse turned into a flying horse. So that was geared towards girls, but mainly back in the 80s, girls had Care Bears, they had My Little Pony, and boys had He-Man, they had Action Man. It's not like you've got today with the cartoons that you watch now, which are for both boys and girls. It was very different back then.
like Adventure Time and Teen Titans Go, because lots of girls watch Teen Titans Go, and lots of boys watch Teen Titans Go.
And the other thing to remember about all these shows is that they were all geared towards selling toys. So what would happen is like He-Man, they had an idea. I've got an idea that's going to make us millions of pounds. We are going to make these characters. We're going to have big castles. We're going to have swords. We're going to have figures that do stuff, and then we're going to have like a cat with armor on it, and the characters are going to sit on the cat mask. We're going to have vehicles that you can push a button and it changes. So the cartoons, whilst they were there to entertain children, they were also there to sell the products, which again is not something that you really get now. The only sort of thing I can think of as a modern cartoon that would sell toys would be Ben 10, probably. Megan?
And you don't get that much toys, like the Amazing World of Gumball, you only get 2 toys, like from you never get toys from
Yeah, well, we're going to discuss that in the next episode. Jess?
Our programs, I think they're aimed at people. So I think Adventure Time, that probably ends up both. But then you've got some programs that we watch, like SpongeBob, or Ben 10 and stuff, or Ninjago. They're all, some of them are mainly on Cartoon Network, are based for boys.
Should just point out there are plenty of other channels that you can watch cartoons on, and not just Cartoon Network. Right, so drawing this show to a close, Mask, would you want to watch any more of Mask?
Kind of.
Kind of, or we're wavering there, so that's not a thumbs up or thumbs down, that's a thumb in the middle, yeah?
Yeah.
And what about you?
Definitely love it. I just think the vehicles are ace.
Okay, so you look...
I'm gonna think about it, and I've already thought about it. A thumbs up.
So you're doing the whole politician flip-flop and you've changed your mind already. Nice one, Meg. So I want to thank you both for joining me and going through the old cartoons with me. We will be back on the next episode of World of Stu, where we'll be looking at the cartoons that you guys have handpicked from the modern era, and we'll be discussing them in the same way that we have now. Thank you very much for listening. You can check me out on silentmovieman.wix, which is wix.com/World of Stu. That's my website. That has all the latest podcasts, as well as my blog, and links to all my books that I write as well. You can also check out World of Stu on Facebook, and once you're there you can check out all the other people that are connected to me through friends and all the rest of it. So for now I will say thank you very much for listening again, and take it easy.
Bye.